Oh yeah, I am excited about this one because this is the easy bourbon drinks to make at home. I've done a whole series, okay? I've done a whole series of different cocktails that you can make at home very easily. We've done vodka, tequila, rum, gin. I have yet to do bourbon, and this is an exciting episode for me because I have 3 great bourbons that I'm going to use here to make good drinks, really good drinks. One is pretty much a classic that most people have heard of. The other 2, not quite. I didn't want to do a whole bunch of classic cocktails you've probably already seen because, yes, they may fit the bill as being easy, but if you already know how to make a, old-fashioned or whatever, then, what do you need that for? Plus, I've made that already on the channel, so enough of that crap. Now, we are going to start off with something that I have made already in way long ago episodes. It is a Manhattan cocktail. The only classic I'm going to make, I promise. But I do want to point out that a Manhattan is typically made with rye whiskey, which is why I went with this right here. Four Roses single barrel. The reason I chose Four Roses single barrel to make this cocktail is it's high rye content. Typically, a Manhattan was made with rye whiskey back then. But, if you want to make it using bourbon now, it's very much accepted in today's culture. So we are going to start with 2 ounces of the Four Roses single barrel. Other rye-heavy bourbons, something like a Bullet bourbon would be acceptable as well. Would make a very good Manhattan cocktail. Also going to come behind that with some Carpano Antica. Going crazy here. Basically a sweet vermouth is what I'm going to come behind that with. 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. We're going to pour that right in. Carpano's a little pricier. You want to use Martini and Rossi or something like that, I'm not going to judge you on that. Your call completely. I'm going to follow it up with some bitters. I have Angostura bitters. Going to be 2 dashes of the Angostura. That's pretty much the classic accepted bitter that goes into a Manhattan. Also going to follow up with some orange bitters, Reagan's orange bitters, Fee Brothers, Angostura, whatever the case may be. It's going to be a dash of that inside the glass. And it's just going to be a nice little stir after we put some ice in it. Doesn't have to be a ton of ice. A bit of cracked ice. I'm going to stir this about 20 seconds or so. Very nice cocktail. Very nice cocktail. Smells so good. I love the Carpano, even though I forgot the name of it for a second. It's really good stuff. To make this, usually you're going to take a chilled glass. I'm going to change it up a little bit, though. Change it up just enough. I have a really nice hand-carved... Oh, come on. It's for me, whatever. I have a really nice hand-carved glass, well, ice. See, look how clear that is. Not perfectly cubed, but whatever. It's by hand. I want to keep this one on the rocks this time instead of in the traditional chilled glass. Nothing wrong with changing it up every once in a while. And the traditional garnish here is either going to be something like a lime twist, or a lemon twist, I'm sorry. A lemon twist, or you can choose to garnish it with a cherry. I have these very good, very, very good Luxardo cherries that I like to garnish with. Maybe I should put another one. You can't get enough of these Luxardo cherries. They are delicious. There we are. A couple Luxardo cherries on there. Let that sweet juice get down inside. So this is a Manhattan cocktail. On the rocks this time. On the rocks. One big cube. I don't want to put a whole bunch of little cubes and dilute the heck out of it, because it is a very simplistic drink. The next one, however, we're going to be shaking this one. I'm going to be shaking her up. And it is called a brandy. I'm sorry, not a brandy. A bourbon sidecar. The reason I say brandy, of course, is because traditionally it would be a brandy going into this cocktail. Although you can use a bourbon, and I'm going to actually use some Eagle Rare in this. Eagle Rare, very good, nice bourbon to mix with. And that is what I'm going to use here to make this drink. If you want to use a brandy, you're going to have a traditional sidecar, and it'd be basically the same exact recipe. So very simplistic. Going to be 2 ounces of the bourbon going in there. Nice 2 ounce pour. We're going to follow that up with triple sec or a Cointreau is great as well. And this is going to be 1 ounce of the Cointreau. This is an orange flavored liqueur, 80 proof. Very good stuff. I'm almost out of it, but very, very good stuff. It's French, which is why typically it's paired with brandy. So, just in case you weren't sure of that. I'm actually going to cut a couple lemon wheels here real quick for my next drink. But we want to take a piece of lemon, and we're going to juice our lemon. We want to get 3/4 ounces of lemon juice out of this. Not quite in that piece. I have a little bit more I can juice in there. Just enough. You're not really supposed to do it that way, but whatever. Making cocktails at home, you can do however you want. So now that we have that, we're going to put some ice in here. Nice little scoop of ice. And we're going to shake it up. It's worth noting this is very similar to a whiskey sour. Just going to have that little twist on it with the Cointreau. But very, very similar to a whiskey sour. This is going to get strained into a chilled glass. Once again, I don't chill mine just for the fact that I want you to be able to see through the glass well without a big frost on there for clarity. And actually, if you'd want to throw an egg white in there as well, that would be good. I'd be totally down for that as well. The garnish typically is a lemon peel twisted over top. If you're just doing it for yourself and you don't want to do it, that's fine, but you're going to miss out on some of those essential oils that are inside the lemon peel. Just kind of drape that over the side of the glass. And this is a bourbon sidecar. Very good. Kind of a twist on a classic. You know, take those classic recipes and alter the ingredients just a little bit. Not a lot, just enough to make it something different. So just by changing the base liquor there, we have a nice bourbon drink. Final one's very easy. Nothing like anything classic is considered, but I like it. Just going to take a highball glass, fill this with some cubes of ice. Nice. Okay, some cubes of ice. If you want to throw a lemon in there, oh, seed in that. Throw a little lemon in there. And that will go down as we stir it. We're going to build this in the glass. Starting off with some Buffalo Trace. This is a slightly spicy, I think it's got a bit of a spice to it that I like. Nice little rye flavor to it. It's going to pair well with this drink. It's basically just a southern tea that we're making. It'll be 2 ounces of bourbon to start. And we're going to follow that up with a little bit of maple syrup. Yeah, some maple syrup. Grade B is good to use. This is a grade A, but I'm going to put about a teaspoon in there. You can measure it. I'm just going to free pour because, you know, I can drink this straight from the jar and not think twice. And all we're going to do is top that up with our favorite tea, whatever your favorite kind of tea is. I would not use a sweet tea unless you want to add a little bit of sweetener to it. Just a nice black tea will work. And now we're going to come behind this with a little stir. Push that lemon down in there a little bit and add another lemon in there as well. And that is a southern sweet tea, a southern bourbon sweet tea. So absolutely great. Very, very simplistic. Very nice. Going to have that sweet maple flavor mixing in there. And the bourbon itself has a slight maple sweetness to it as well. So that will pair very well. These are the three. These are the 3 easy bourbon cocktails. You have the bourbon sweet tea right here. You have the bourbon sidecar. If I don't spill it. I'm not used to using my right hand for stuff. And you have a classic Manhattan. I chose to put mine on the rocks. Typically it's not. But so be it. Those are the 3 easy bourbon drinks that you can make right at home. So hopefully you enjoy these cocktails. Hopefully it gets you through and, you know, you can have a good time making some great drinks right at home. So I'm going to have me a couple drinks, invite someone in so we can kill these babies off. So until next time, I do want to invite you, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, click down below, hit that subscribe button, the bell icon. That way you don't miss any recipes that I make from now on. Till next time, I want to thank you for watching this. And remember that if this idiot can do it, so can you. Cheers.